Welcome to Born to Win. I'm Brian Proctor, and each Monday I share a short message designed to help you start your week with focus, clarity, and intention. These episodes are built around timeless principles that I learned from my father, Bob Proctor. And when understood and applied, these principles can change the direction of your life. If this podcast has been meaningful to you, please rate it, follow it, and share it with someone who could benefit from these ideas. It helps this message reach people who are ready to hear that success isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. You were born to win, and when you live in harmony with the laws of life, you begin to experience that truth in every area. Today's episode is titled The Law of Cause and Effect, Understanding Universal Principles. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's get started. This episode is the second in a series where we're breaking down what I call the laws of life, the universal principles my father believed govern all results. In the last episode, we talked about the law of rhythm, how everything moves in cycles. Today, we will go deeper into how the law of cause and effect explains why those cycles show up the way they do in your life. Understanding this law adds another layer of awareness to guide you from reacting to life, to creating it on purpose. The law of cause and effect, in its simplest form, is this: nothing happens by chance. And that's not limiting, it's empowering. Every result, every pattern, every outcome comes from something that caused it. The way I incorporate the law of cause and effect is by using it to understand patterns and influence, not by assigning blame. What you're experiencing today is connected to choices, actions, and ways of thinking, whether you're aware of them or not. You'll hear this idea expressed in different ways. In science, it shows up as cause and reaction. In philosophy, it's often compared to the idea that what you put out comes back. But there's an important part of this conversation that I want to approach with care. When we talk about cause and effect, people sometimes take it to mean that everything that happens, especially something difficult like illness or harm, is something they directly caused. And I want to be very clear, this is not about blame. This is not about looking at someone's situation and saying, you caused this. Life is more complex than that. There are many factors at play: environment, genetics, circumstances, and things outside of our awareness. But you don't need to overcomplicate it. The principle is clear. What you do matters. What you think matters. And these actions produce results. This law is empowering because even if you didn't consciously create a situation, you still have influence over how you respond to it. You still have influence over your thinking, your attitude, your decisions, and your direction moving forward. My father, Bob Proctor, he often emphasized that you may not be responsible for everything that happens to you, but you are responsible for what you do about it. And that's where your power is. Now, an important thing to remember is that the universe itself, it's neutral. It doesn't label things as good or bad. It simply responds to cause. It's our thinking, our beliefs that assign meaning to what happens. So when you look at your life through this lens, you begin to see that there are really two ways to live. You can live on the cause side, where you take ownership, make decisions, and create results. Or you can live on the effect side, where you react to what's happening and let circumstances lead. When you truly accept this law, you start to understand nothing in your life is random. Not your results, not your patterns, not your outcomes. Everything you're experiencing is connected to something. And once you see that, you begin to look for the cause, because every effect has a cause, and every cause produces an effect. That means for every result you see, there is something that created it. Sometimes that cause is obvious. Most of the time, it's not. Life is responding to you. Now, that doesn't mean you consciously caused everything, but it does mean this: there is always a cause. And if you understand that, you gain the ability to address it. You don't control the weather, but you do control how you respond to it. Some days are clear, some days are stormy, and you didn't create the storm, but you can decide how you move through it. You can prepare, you can adapt, you can still move forward. That's how the law works. Where people get stuck is when they try to change their results directly by looking only at the effect. For example, they might look at their income, their business, their relationships, or their health, and try to fix what they see. But that's not where change happens, because results are outputs. They are the end of the chain. Think of your life like a mirror. You look at the reflection, you don't like what you see, so you try to fix the reflection. You adjust it, you fight it, you get frustrated with it, but nothing changes because the mirror is not the cause. It's just reflecting what's in front of it. If you want a different image, you have to change what's standing in front of the mirror. Your life works the same way. Your results are the reflection. Your thinking and behavior are the cause. Often the most powerful causes in your life are invisible. They're not what you see. They're what you think. They're what you believe. They're the patterns you repeat without noticing. This is again where the paradigm is controlling your life. Your paradigm is your mental programming. It's built from repetition, conditioning, and emotional experiences. And it controls how you think, how you feel, and how you act, which means it controls the results you get. And this continues throughout your life until you decide you want a different result in an area of your life. So let's come back to the equation discussed in the last episode. Your thoughts plus your feelings equals your actions, and your actions equals your results. Now, layer cause and effect into it. Your thoughts and feelings equal the cause. Your actions equal the expression of that cause. Your results equal the effect. So if you want different results, you must change the cause. Modern science supports this principle in a very practical way. Your brain builds patterns through repetition. The more you think a certain way, the easier it becomes to think that way. The more you act in a certain way, the more automatic it becomes. Over time, these patterns become your default, and your default behavior produces predictable results. So what looks like life happening is actually patterns repeating. And these patterns can either support or limit your growth. Think of your life like a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. Your attention is the water. Your actions are the cultivation. Your results are what grows. Now here's the key. The garden doesn't judge what you plant. It doesn't decide what's good or bad. It will return poison just as abundantly as it will return corn. It simply grows what it's given. If you plant seeds of doubt, you grow hesitation. If you plant seeds of belief, you grow confidence. If you plant nothing, weeds grow by default. An example of weeds is allowing social media to control your thinking without employing your faculty of reasoning. That's the law of cause and effect, always working. There is often an illusion of luck. You may hear people say things like, "Oh, they got lucky. They had an advantage. It just worked out for them." But when you look closer, you see something different. You see repeated behaviors and daily operational patterns. You see discipline. You see decisions made consistently over time. What looks like luck is often cause and effect playing out over time. Now, it is important to understand that responsibility is not blame. Responsibility is good, it's power. Blame keeps you stuck. Responsibility moves you forward. Because if you are the cause, it means you can change the cause. Let me give you a simple analogy. If you live like a thermometer, you are reacting to conditions. If things are good, you feel good. If things are bad, you feel bad. But a thermometer doesn't change anything. It just reports. A thermostat is different. A thermostat sets the temperature. It creates the environment. The law of cause and effect is about becoming the thermostat, not reacting to results, but instead setting the cause. Knowing that cause comes before effect, your focus should always be on the cause and let the effect take care of itself. Because before you see the result, the cause has already been set. This is why results often lag behind effort. You do the work and nothing seems to change, but the cause is building. The pattern is forming. The momentum is growing, and eventually the effect shows up. It's easy to quit in the gap, not because it isn't working, but because you don't see it working yet. We've become an impatient society expecting instant results, and when we don't see immediate results, we assume it's not working. But the law is working. It's always working. You just didn't stay with the cause long enough. When a farmer plants seeds, they don't dig them up every day to check if they're growing. They trust the process. They water and nurture the soil. They stay consistent because they understand cause first, effect later. Imagine applying that same patience to your goals. Don't underestimate small actions. Small actions repeated consistently create powerful results. Small thoughts, small habits, small decisions, they compound. And over time, they become your life. Let's take this a level deeper. Your identity, the way you see yourself, is the deepest cause. If you see yourself as inconsistent, you will act inconsistently. If you see yourself as disciplined, you will act with discipline. So real change doesn't come from forcing behavior. It comes from shifting identity. And to do that, you should revisit episode 5, the self-image lesson. Now, here's your Born to Win practice for this week. Become the cause. Step 1. Choose one area you want to improve. Step 2. Notice the result, but stop focusing on it. Instead ask, what is causing this? Is it a repeated thought or behavior? Step 3. Identify one small, repeatable action that is different from what you are currently doing and supports the effect you are seeking. Step 4. Commit to it daily, regardless of results. Step 5. Trust the law, because the cause is building, even when you can't see it. Remember, you must be the cause, not once, but consistently, because your life is not built on what you want. It's built on what you focus on and repeatedly do. So let me leave you with this question. Are you reacting to effects, or are you becoming the cause? Are you being the change? Be intentional with your actions and choose a response that moves you forward rather than one that holds you back. Stay focused on the cause you're creating, because the moment you take ownership of the cause, you take control of your results. Thank you for joining me today on Born to Win. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who could use a reminder of their own inner greatness. It also helps me to reach more people if you rate and follow this podcast. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Brian Proctor Official. And remember, success isn't about luck or timing. It's about alignment. You were designed for success, built for expansion, and born to win. I'll see you next Monday. Until then, think big, trust yourself, and keep growing.